Hello everyone. Today, let's learn about the design of general road subgrade as part of the subgrade structural drawing design and interpretation content. The structure of a subgrade, which refers to the geometric elements of the subgrade, includes subgrade width, subgrade height, and the slope grade of subgrade side slopes. The width of the subgrade refers to the width between the outer edges of the two shoulders on the cross-section of the subgrade, generally including the width occupied by the traffic lanes, shoulders, medians, acceleration lanes, climbing lanes, slow lanes, curve widening, or other road facilities. The width of the subgrade is usually determined by the road classes and traffic conditions. This diagram is a standard cross-section diagram of a high-grade highway subgrade, including the central separation zone, traffic lanes, hard shoulders, and earth shoulders. This diagram is a standard cross-section diagram of a mid to low-grade highway subgrade, including typical situations for low-grade highways and widened hard shoulders for mid-grade highways. Next, let's learn about subgrade height. Subgrade height refers to the height of embankment filling or the depth of cutting excavation, which is the difference between the subgrade design elevation and ground elevation. Generally, the design elevation of a highway subgrade refers to the design elevation at the outer edge of the shoulder. For freeways and first-class highways, it refers to the design elevation at the outer edge of the central reservation. Since the original ground surface is often sloping, the subgrade height within the width of the subgrade varies. Hence, the subgrade height refers to the difference between the design elevation at the subgrade centerline and the original ground elevation. Slope height refers to the relative height difference between the fill toe or excavation top elevation and the edge of the subgrade. When the original ground surface is flat, the slope height on both sides of the subgrade is equal, but when it is on a mountain sloping field, the two are not equal. To ensure subgrade stability, the both sides of the subgrade should be made with a certain slope. The shapes on the side slope can be straight, broken line, or step type, which should be reasonably selected based on slope height, geological conditions, and hydrological conditions. The slope of the subgrade side slope is represented by the ratio of the side slope height h to the side slope width b, taking h equals 1. To ensure the strength, stability, and safety of the subgrade in construction projects, in addition to the main project, corresponding auxiliary facilities have to be set up as well. First, let's learn about the borrow pits. Pits left along the highway from where soil is taken for embankment filling are called borrow pits. The right diagram is a schematic diagram of a borrow pit, with number 1 indicating the embankment and number 2 indicating the borrow pit, with longitudinal and transverse drainage slopes and corresponding facilities at the bottom of the pit. A berm needs to be set up between the borrow pit and the embankment toe. A soil pile, which is a pile of soil accumulated from the excavated subgrade waste, is called a spoil pile. Excavated waste from cutting should be properly handled and fully utilized. For unusable waste, it should be dumped at a designated spoil area, with measures taken to prevent it from causing soil erosion and endangering the subgrade. The cross-section of a spoil pile is trapezoidal, with the top surface inclined 2% outward to avoid water accumulation flowing towards the cutting. Nowadays, many projects have taken re-greening measures for spoil piles, controlling soil erosion while creating a large-scale scenic effect, becoming Instagrammable spots, and bringing good economic benefits to local villagers. achieving harmonious coexistence between humans and nature. When the embankment is high, to ensure slope stability, a flat platform reserved between the borrow pit and slope toe and between the drainage ditch and slope toe is called a berm, and its width must be at least 1 meter. A spall pad refers to a platform of a certain width set between the cutting slope toe and the edge of the side ditch to prevent debris from falling into the side ditch, which can also serve as a berm. As shown in the diagram, the vegetated area is the spall pad. Generally, the width of the spall pad ranges from 1 to 2 meters. Sometimes it's the width of the slope platform or the top of a retaining wall. When there is more debris, a stone spall pad can be used. A passing bay refers to a widened part of a single-lane road within a certain visible distance for vehicles to pass each other. The passing bay is part of a single-lane subgrade and should be designed and constructed with the subgrade. For all open highways, when the embankment height is 6 meters or more, as well as in dangerous sections such as sharp curves, steep slopes, and bridgehead approach roads, guardrails should be set up. There are wall-type and order guardrails. For high-grade highways, anti-collision guardrails, anti-collision walls, etc. are generally set up. That's all for today's class. Thank you.